and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna explain you how things happen from DevOps point of view in MNC or product-based companies. For example, if you received a request that you need to build an application from scratch, then you need to deploy it. So how things will happen, step-by-step process, what is the task of specific teams, how many teams will be there, everything I'm going to explain you. Okay, and this is going to help you a lot to understand the real world scenarios, how things happen. Okay, so make sure to watch this video till end because I have prepared a proper diagram, as well as I will be giving you examples which will help you understand properly how things happen and basically the DevOps work structure in product based as well as MNC companies. Okay, also team, for those who are preparing for interviews, I have my own online course which is a paid course. So the highlight of that course is that I will help you understand total 6+ corporate projects with their architecture, and I will help you understand what are those projects used for, how they look and all, how they are built and deployed, and what was my role as a DevOps engineer. So if you are going for interviews, this is what you can add in your resume, and this will help you a lot to answer questions in interviews. Okay, so yeah, so if you are interested, you can join the course, link will be in the description. Okay team, also one last thing, so I have a Telegram channel which is like completely many to many. That means anyone can join and send messages. So if you are having any queries, doubt, or if you want your resume to be reviewed by me, or if you want any suggestions, advice, or if you have anything you need from me, you can just join the channel and you can ping me directly in the channel and I will reply you. Okay, so also, as I said, this is completely many to many, so anyone can join and send messages. I have not limited anything that you cannot send message or you can simply send message on a post. I have kept it open so anyone can send messages. And if you know, this group is very much active, like whatever issues people face, they just post it here and we try to solve it. Okay, so yeah, this is one of the most useful group that you will find on internet for DevOps people. So yeah, make sure to join. Okay, coming to today's topic, so let's start with this big requirement, basically that you joined a company. Okay, and let's say there is no project ongoing, and let's say let me explain you everything from scratch how things will happen. So let's say you received a request that you need to build an application and you need to get it deployed as well as monitor it afterwards. Okay, so the first thing that happens in any company, be it MNC or be it a product based company, first thing happens is planning. Okay, so basically a planning is something like a meeting where people will discuss through like a PowerPoint presentation, where they decide like what are the things that will be needing, in what ways they are going to proceed with the application, and like for example, like they are going to eventually deploy the application as well. So they will decide like where it's going to get deployed, Kubernetes, OpenShift or cloud, what are the resources needed and how much amount of resources needed. Okay, so this meeting happens like for quite multiple times, so that finally everyone can come to an agreement and everyone can agree that okay, these are the things that will be needing to proceed. Okay, the members of this planning meeting basically are like the architect level guys, as well as the infra guys are the ones who are responsible for creating the infrastructure as well as managing the networking aspect, okay, or networking configuration of the whole scenario. Okay, so like multiple people will be there will be PowerPoint presentation and they will discuss how things are going to happen, in what ways we are going to proceed. Okay, so once this happens and everyone is come to an agreement, everything is decided, like where we are going to build, where we are going to deploy, which applications we are going to use for CI/CD, where we are going to store our source code, right, who is going to be part of this team and that team. Okay, so in that way everything will be planned here. Okay, that will be the first step. Okay, second step that happens, as I said, everything is finalized how things are going to be in this first step, right? Second step is that is this done by infra team. Okay, every MNC company or product based company will be having a separate team which is known as infra team. So this team is responsible for managing all the aspect of infrastructure plus networking. Okay, for example, like let's say we have decided, the team has decided that we are going to deploy the application on Kubernetes. Okay, so infra team is the team who is going to create the infrastructure of Kubernetes. Like he will create the role based access controls and provide access to different DevOps team. Okay, so basically second stage is infra team will create the infrastructure, working infrastructure. whichever, like how many like resources need to be provisioned, like how many VMs are going to be needed, how many worker nodes are going to be needed for Kubernetes. All those things will be created by infra team, as well as they are also going to create a proper like networking aspect, like proper secure network inside which application will be deployed. Okay, so that is the second step. So once everything is created, next step is to guide the developer team to start writing the source code for the application. Okay, so developer team will start writing the source code for the application, and what they do basically, like once they have written the source code, they will test the application in the local machine, like on the laptop where they are writing the source code. They will test the source code, if it is working fine or not. Okay, they will execute it in the local system if everything is running fine. Okay, and as I said, this is going to be done by developers team. So if everything is goes fine, then developer team, what they are going to do is push the source code to GitHub. Okay, GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket, like whichever like source code repository tool they are going to use, they are going to push their source code. Okay, once they have pushed their source code, so see, just to let you know, GitHub is something like this. As you know, this is my GitHub. Okay, and there are lots of projects also. Like, see, make sure to follow me on GitHub because I have so many amazing full stack projects. You can see this is one of the projects that I use in my paid courses, 10-tier microservice application, but I have given access to you people also, so you can also work with it. Okay, and there are like all the applications that I keep in my repository, they're all tested and they work very fine. Okay, Secret Santa, Pet Clinic, then I have this eCart. Okay, so many things are there. You can just check it out, and you can make sure to follow me so that you don't miss any notifications if I add any new application, or like if I add any new this one. Sorry, if I add any new project. Okay, so okay, so yeah, once they push the source code to GitHub, then what they do, then like, yeah, from this point, we are the DevOps team get start to work. Okay, so once like developers team, they have pushed their source code to GitHub, they will raise the ticket. Okay, so ticket is something like usually Jira is something that is being used for like ticketing part. So what happens in ticketing, let me show you through proper example. Okay, team, so this is a sample, you can say this is a sample Jira page. Okay, Jira dashboard. So what exactly happens is whatever task needs to be done, it needs to be tracked. Okay, by tracked I mean like there will be a proper ticket created inside which there will be proper information, who is working on that task, what is going on. Okay, so this helps like managers as well as other team members as well as the client also to monitor the progress, like on what stage our work is going on. For example, let's say like this is, let's say managers or client has created tickets. Okay, like application is running and managers created tickets, like we need to add 2 buttons in the website, add 2 new pages in the site, and add some name panel in application. Okay, so in that way what will happen, each ticket will be assigned to a developer. Okay, this is like this is the, you can understand that this is the developer ticket. Okay, these are the changes that are going to be done by developers. So this ticket is going to be assigned to some developer and they will start working on this ticket. Okay, and side by side whatever like they have completed, they will write here like something key half of task is done. Okay, so the reason for this like tickets is that it is easier for other people to track the progress. Client can also see, okay, half of the task is done, so they can be assured, okay, by this time the task will be completed. Okay, and developer, let's say developer is working on this task, so they can keep the ticket in progress status, so everyone can understand, okay, like this specific guy is working on this ticket. Okay, similarly for DevOps engineers also, tickets are going to be created, that they will create key, okay, these are some changes that you need to deploy through CI/CD pipeline. Okay, and it will be assigned to some developer. So developer can also write here that, let's say they are facing some error. Okay, so they can write key we are facing issue, checking on it. Okay, so like other people can be assured that, okay, task is going on, and DevOps team is also working on that. So DevOps team can also put their ticket in progress. Okay, and if like some task is completed within some time, then whoever was working on that task, they can move it to done section. That means the task is completed. Similarly, some other requirements came, then some other developer or like DevOps engineer, specific tasks like see deployment tasks will be assigned to DevOps engineers, and this like creating new source code tasks, those kind of things, they are going to be assigned to developers. Okay, so again, tickets will be in progress and people will be working on. So the main reason of having Jira software or Jira or any other ticketing system is to track the progress of work that is going on. Okay, and that's exactly what happens. Developer team. So see, this ticket is basically I'm referring to DevOps team. When developer team is going to raise a ticket, when they are going to raise a ticket, they will raise a ticket when their task is completed. They have pushed their source code and they want the latest changes to be deployed to deployment environment like Kubernetes or OpenShift. So in that way, developers are going to raise a ticket with all the details. Okay, these are the new changes you need to deploy, right? So in that case, what will happen? That like DevOps engineer will assign the ticket to themselves and they will start with the CI/CD pipelines, right? And they will like do the deployment. And see, I have written just the CI/CD pipeline, but inside it, so many things are going to be like multiple stages. We are going to follow different security aspect. Also, we are going to add security tools to secure the source code as well as the pipeline process. Okay, and after it is deployed, there will be monitoring also done by DevOps team only, right? So let's say deployment is done, correct? Okay, side by side, one thing that you need to remember, like whatever task I explain here, so everything is basically documented also. Everything like from planning, infrastructure, so and so, everything is documented in companies. The reason for that, again, to track the like to keep the status or like keep the details available, because if someone leaves from the team and if any new member comes, so they can understand the flow by following the documentation. Okay, again, documentation will be done by different teams. For example, like whatever changes have been done by development team, so they will write like documentation for their own. Whatever changes have been done by DevOps team, so they will create their own documentation, like how to write this stage, what is the pipeline code, these kind of things are added in documentation. Okay, so this is one stage. Now let's say like DevOps engineer is working on the task, and DevOps engineer, they figure out through monitoring that they realize that like the resources that we have currently for deployment is not enough. So what they will do, they will reach out to infra team again and ask them to kindly increase the resources. Like for example, like let's say DevOps team is building your application on Jenkins. Okay, but Jenkins master and slave, they are not having enough RAM. Okay, and because of that, job is getting failed. Jenkins job is getting failed. So in that case, what happened? DevOps engineer, they can reach out to infrastructure like infra team and ask them ki kindly increase the RAM. Okay, proper like approval will be needed from manager or senior members. They will like in the mail they will write ki okay, I provide the approval, kindly increase the like resource size. So once like infra team will increase the resource size, then again DevOps engineer, we will like run the pipeline again and then do the deployments. Okay, so this is the general process that happens, but there is a like very much detailed also. There is a very much detailed task that happens, which I'll be soon explaining in a masterclass that I'm going to conduct very soon. Okay, but for now, this is the process that you should know how things happen in corporate companies. Okay, in product based or MNC, in both the places, this is how things will happen. Right, first they will plan properly everything. What are the resources, what are the tools that are going to be used, what are the versions of specific tools we are going to use. Then infra team will create the infrastructure along with the network system. Then developer teams will start writing the source code for the application and they will test it on their local machine as well. Once everything is fine, then they will push the source code to GitHub and then they will raise a Jira ticket as well. So once they raise the Jira ticket, that ticket will be assigned to DevOps engineers. Then they will start with the CI/CD pipelines. And if everything works fine, then good. If not, if some issue is facing, they will try to troubleshoot. If they find out that okay, issue is with the resources, then they can reach out to infra team to increase the resources with proper approval. Whatever task you do, basically this kind of task like adding resources or changing something, so for that you need approval. Okay, even when developers they raise the ticket. So for raising a ticket also they need to have a proper approval that we are the client has agreed to deploy the new changes. Okay, so these kind of tasks basically require approval, which can be done through like mails also. Okay, so this is the general process that happens, and I hope this video was useful. If it was, so then make sure to give it a like. So thanks for watching and have a nice day, team.